Hello and welcome. You meet the most amazing people in some of the most unlikely places. A few weeks ago, I was sitting in the waiting room of the Minister for Skills and Entrepreneurship in India, and along with me, there were a few other people waiting. And our guest of today, I met her there. Her story is remarkable and one that young people should know about, should learn about, and take inspiration from. She's none other than retired Wing Commander Jaya Tare. She's had a distinguished career in the Indian Air Force. She's moved successfully to corporate, and now she's championing some of the most amazing causes. Without further ado, let's welcome her and hear her story in her own words. Welcome, Jayaji.
Thank you, Nalinji. And I remember the first time I met you. It again, most unexpected places. Thank you for having me here. I think you have built a great platform, the TCT platform, where things are rolling very fast, and it will be a great platform to learn with the real and authentic stories.
Yeah. So I want to understand how your IAF life happened because in a country of 1.4 billion people, we have about 1.5 million people in our combined armed forces. A tenth of that is in the Air Force. And in that tenth, there are about 2,000 women in the Indian Air Force, approximately, give or take a few. And pilots are even more minuscule. So, how did life happen for you? How did this happen?
Yeah, so life is interesting, I would say. My initial life and childhood, if you say, I was a total person, a normal person, a normal child going to school, studying, doing household chores, all that. But I believed in a step by step process. When things happen, you have to be in thick of things. And that is how it happened because being a pilot and being an Indian Air Force pilot, it was just out of my thinking process. I never thought that I will be, because I feel it's too much to ask for. But see
Was it
how things.
Was it a family background in the armed forces, or what
So
was the
yeah.
inspiration?
Yeah. So my father was in the Air Force. He used to wear uniform. So uniform definitely was my passion. He was in the medical side of it. So the runway and aircrafts were definitely not in my purview. Yes, visiting to hospitals and looking after all these things. Yes. So inspiration for uniform came from there. But flying definitely I was not very clear about, and I never thought till class 12th, I would say. I was a total. I opened all my channels. I did not lock on to one career or one piece of job where I wanted to do. I was open to whatever possibilities are there, and I still follow that.
That's an
So
interesting lesson in itself, right? Nowadays, we
yes.
find a lot of young people who are fixated by, I will do only what I have studied. Whereas if you see people, they were mostly successful people, keep their options open, uh, go along with life, and most are in professions which they didn't study for.
True. And I truly feel that when you are in search mode, you should have maximum span, maximum scope. And then you find your place there and do. So I'll tell you a small story that, the uniform, I said that uniform was definitely my thing that I wanted to wear, but I didn't know which uniform to wear, where to go, how to do. So I was in the market with my father when I saw a few girls going from one place to another in a blue kind of uniform with a beret, a red hackle, and all these things. So I asked my father, Papa, who are they? They said ki, it is a NCC. There's an organization which gives an exposure to college and students to the defense forces. So that was my, I think, point when I next day I went to find out that what is it, what do these people do, and that was just a casual talk. My father even didn't know that I went there, and I checked on that. It was Air NCC. So if you have heard that Air NCC is National Cadet Corps. I gave the interview, I got selected, and with the college, I thought that it is a good thing to do because I will get that kind of exposure without knowing that. they have an aircraft or a glider, flying happens there without knowing that. So one day when I when the commanding officer of the unit came and asked that, okay, who are coming for the joyride, I was the one of them. And inside the cockpit, that was the moment when I realized, okay, I belong here. So this is what I want.
Interesting. So, if you just hear yourself, and sometimes we don't analyze our own actions as much till you come to it, the platform like this. What you really displayed was curiosity, right? Something
Yes.
triggered, a uniform triggered curiosity, and then it pushed you in a particular path. But just taking off from there, so NCC, glider, flying, I've had a few friends who've done that. But from the leap to IAF is a pretty big leap from a glider
Yes.
to a proper fighter aircraft or even a transport aircraft, which means that your early adult life, your teens, early adult life would have been very different from what most people experience. What was that like?
That was a pretty disciplined life, I would say, because father was in uniform, so we had a very, very specific way of doing things, eating habits, walking habits, the behavior pattern, how we talk in the family, how do things. And I would say on record that I have learned leadership from my mother, and my father has been the biggest guiding source for me,
So,
because we learn all these things, we kind of capture all these things in day-to-day lives. How
yeah.
are the people interacting with each other, how we are solving each other's problem or the communication. I learned everything in at home, and yes, definitely at school.
In your very impressive corporate bio, one line stood out for me that you were the first woman officer to be appointed flight licensing officer for the Prime Minister of India. What is
Yes.
that? What is that role? I've never heard of a role like that. What do you do in that?
Yes. So A4 takes on a lot of roles, and in Delhi, there are a lot of VIP moments where President, Prime Minister, and everyone is, taken from place A to place B. That is called communication flights. So all those roles are there. So what happens is when there is a Air Force officer, uh, considered to be responsible and looking after things, he or she is the person who bridges the gap between the cockpit crew and the PM or the president's VIP's entourage. So I'm the person, when I keep there, when I kept there. So if the weather is bad, if we are missing on timelines or rearranging on many other things, because see, flight is very, I would so it's unpredictable. You plan it on ground, go in air, and then there are winds, there are weather, there are many more things. So it keeps on changing. So I was there for 15 days, where I was leading, kind of bridging this gap between the PM's entourage and the crew. So I have to be on toes all the time to uh, to kind of communicate the right thing in the right manner, because it is a very, very responsible position.
Interesting. So, we've already navigated through some very interesting skills and traits like curiosity, uh, discipline, the value of that, the sacrifice you have to make in what is called a young man's fun life versus a more purposeful life. But
Yes.
there's one other topic that comes up when you do something like this, right? Most of us, if not all of us, have a fear of the unknown, of trying something new, of in entrepreneurship they say, right, you jump off and a parachute will open and things like that. But when you actually go into the field in a flying career, which is fraught with danger, you like it or not, how do you overcome that fear? What did you do?
There are many things, and I keep telling everyone that, there are few qualities in average kind of people which stands out, because those are the qualities which make them sustainable and they go far. So two things very early in life I accepted is: one, there is no substitute to hard work, because I was an average kid. I have to put in hard work in every place where I've been. And the second is uh, accepting fear.
All of us have this great fear of the unknown or trying something new or going into an uncharted territory or just being brave about life choices. But when you go into a career like yours, fear is a constant, right? Flying, uh, military, army, air force, there is always danger. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that fear? Because you're very young. You're very young. You're in your 20s, etc., and you are in this combat situations or combat areas or difficult terrain. How do you conquer that fear?
So it's interesting to know that you have to accept a lot of things about yourself. It's very important to know yourself rather than competing with others. They have their own life. They have their own skill set. Like very early in life, I accepted two things. One, that hard work has no substitute, because I consider myself very average person, so I have to put in hard work in each and every way, whether it is physicals, it's studies, it's training everywhere. And the second, I feel that somewhere you have to accept that failure is a constant.
Okay.
It has to
So,
happen.
so you would have had a lot of friends. You would have seen a lot of people around you, etc. What is that one thing that you had that others did not have to be able to take a decision like this? What was that one thing that you have?
I think the ability to take calculated risks.
Okay, that's an
And
interesting.
I thank Air Force for inculcating these qualities in me, because in Air Force we have been trained into the true leadership. Whatever leadership qualities we count on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in even those are used in corporate also. I should thank Air Force for, because in Air Force while training, many of us, in fact 100% of us, we kind of explore ourselves. We do things we never thought we could do. So it's a ecosystem which pushes you out of the boundaries, out of your own boundaries. The girl who went into the Air Force Academy and after training who came back home was not the same. It was totally up.
Okay, so a lot of young people dream, especially of having a career in aviation, space, the army, or some form of service and uniform.
Yeah.
But there is also a preconceived general notion that this is bit, at least flying is elitist and expensive. You spoke about a route through the NCC. What is your suggestion to young people who want to pursue a career in aviation? How do they go about?
See, there are two, three ways. Now I'm mentoring a lot of students who are passionate about flying, who are passionate about being in uniform. So right now, I'm actually, my scope is aviation, space, and defense. So I'm also mentoring a lot of defense aspirant. So for this defense aspirants, I say that when you choose defense, you are not just choosing a job; it is a way of life, and you have to have that mindset, because it is not just a job, and you can't expect that okay, monthly salary is there, and no, it is not. It is a 24-hour job. For aviation, yes, there are many other channels. Right now, there is a boom in aviation industry. There are a lot of new airlines coming, but I also say that piloting is a skill. You may have, you may not have, till the time you try. It has medical standards. There are many people who have that passion, but because of medical, they are not able to do it. So, first is to analyze whether you fit in the role or not. And if not, there are many other things. I say it often that when you see aircraft flying or a pilot flying, there are 2,000 plus people who have worked it to fly
True,
on ground.
true.
So, keep your options open. Like
So,
when I applied for Air Force, yes, that was my passion. But I also had 1, 2, 3 in plan that if not this, then I was selected in Army also. Then I will join Army. In case I'm not able to crack these exams, I had my MCA also. I was into computers. So you have to keep all the channels open till the time you identify that this belong to you or you want to work towards it.
And that's very sage advice. But a few things that you said stand out, right? If you want to enter into the armed forces or aviation, etc., you should have firstly the right mindset that this is not a regular job, it is a way of life.
Yeah.
Second, you need to be medically fit if you want to pursue flying. If not, then can take up other roles. There are like 2,000 people supporting everyone up in the air. So those are very interesting things you said. But you also made the transition because you're an alumni of IIM Indore, and uh, interestingly, my daughter's studying there. But you also made the transition to corporate.
Yes.
What was that like? Was it a culture shock when you came into corporate from a disciplined life there, or was it, what were your feelings like? What were you thinking?
It was interesting because at that time when I joined the corporate, I was not clear on what my next, because I was clear on what not to do. I was very clear that I don't want to fly anymore because it's been 20 years flying in the aircraft, sitting in the cockpit. But at one time, I felt that the cockpit is confining me, so I need to diversify. So there are two, three reasons why I transitioned into corporate. One is uh, I wanted to know more and more people. I'm a people person. I love talking to people. I love knowing different people. So this was one, because armed forces is a very closed environment. You keep on meeting the same people, juniors, seniors, and definitely you have a very very strong bonding with them. But I wanted to know what the other part of the world is doing
Yeah.
outside the aircraft. So this was one reason. Second, as I said, that yes, I wanted to diversify my skills because I was coming from the cockpit, and it itself is an office space, but it is a very very confined office space. I wanted to see how big companies are running, what they do, how they scale, all
So
these.
how was the experience?
Initially, it was a real shocking, I would say, but I was able to uh, kind of align a lot of my skills into their organization.
Okay. So the
Because,
skills that you have as a pilot are
yes,
transferable into other life situations as well,
not just
including
pilot,
corporate.
as a military veteran.
Okay. Okay.
Because we have a lot of qualities, and I would say that corporates still have to identify those skills and put it into the right place when they're hiring veterans. So I was able to, and a lot of things happened, and a lot of exposure, I would say, exposure wise, it was awesome. And I knew that I am not going to stay in the corporate for long. So I was just waiting for the right moment that I should get clarity, and once I got clarity, I came out.
Yeah. So we'll talk about what you're doing now, but before that, can you share with us the toughest moment you had as a pilot, an
As a pilot.
experience or something that uh, for you it was tough, where you faced fear, or something where you felt that this is really tough.
So there were many moments, because in military, a lot of people think that pilot is just piloting the aircraft going from one place to another. But in military, it is not like that. We are tasked for many roles. Like for example, one is the CASEVAC, where we do casualty evacuation. So casualty evacuation, I was posted in East. I was posted in places where there were attacks on Jawans, military. So I have carried people from place A to place B with wound, with gunshots, people who have fighting for life. So it is a very difficult situation at that time. When you are supposed to fly with full concentration, there is a lot happening behind. It is not just a passenger sitting there.
So,
So it's very very difficult to see all these things happening, and then to compose yourself and still perform at your best ability.
any particular geography which was the toughest?
East, definitely,
Okay.
because East has its own problems. I was posted in Guwahati, and Guwahati is the kind of gateway to the East. So whatever happens in the East, if you want better medical facilities, you have to go to Kolkata and other places. So these are the problems, but associated lot of satisfaction also when you save someone, when you do things nobody else can even imagine. I've got a chance to land in one of the most dangerous airfields, which is Paro. It is in Bhutan. So if your audience can Google it, how difficult it is to land. Uh, I got the opportunity where my commanding officer chose me over all others. That okay, let's do it. It was difficult because it was an activity or the training where I felt that all whatever I have learned in flying, it came into existence in that time, because it's
So,
very tricky airfield to land. But then I became one of the elite pilots on the in the group. There are very few pilots who are trained to land in Paro.
fantastic. Very, very good to know that, and congratulations for that. Your CV, I didn't bother trying to tell our audience about it. Let them Google it, but it is so outstanding. I could go on for hours and still not complete it. But today, you deal with a lot of young people, right? A lot of
Yes.
young people in colleges, full of aspiration, etc. What is, and today obviously they have more opportunity than some of us had 20, 30 years ago. There are better career choices. Every
Yes.
generation feels that about the earlier generation. But every generation also feels that the next generation, the young people, don't have certain values, qualities, etc., which they had. We always romanticize the past, right? In the
Yeah.
past, everything was better, relationships were better, and there were no problems, etc., etc. What are the three things, if you could just name three, that you would advise the current generation that you need to do these three things for your today's reality for a successful, long, successful career? Three things that you could shake people up. Say, even you had kids at home, teenage children, and you could shake them and said, "Get these three things right." What would those be?
Yeah. So first will be, I think, I would say everyone that work on yourself. There are no shortcuts. Even if you take a shortcut, it will not sustain. So do whatever you like, whatever sector you want to join. There are few skills in you which has to align with every sector, and that is why I say people that whatever studies you are doing, it's okay. You study science, arts, whatever you want to study, whatever you want to do, but keep working on yourself. Self discipline, I think it is the one of the major reason, or I would say the blocker for any success or any failure. Because
So, what you are essentially saying, if I put other words to it, is that outside of your educational experience, do have experiences and learn things that will make you a better rounded individual and bring some discipline to your life.
yes, and just before few days, I was telling someone that uh, gone are the days when you show your degrees to show that okay, you have done something. It You should carry your degree in yourself, because it shows where are you coming from, what have you done. Stay authentic to yourself. And here I come to my next point, that whatever you have, you are unique. You take a lot of things from others, learn a lot from people around you, so you become unique. And that is why it is important to stay authentic. You don't just do whatever everyone is doing,
Okay.
because
So,
when
self learning with discipline,
yes.
authenticity. Is there a third?
Yes. And accept yourself. You will fail, you will succeed. Whatever you want to do, do it with full passion, with full heart. It's very, very important.
Interesting you say that. Which brings me to, your current life. You have some amazing things going on, some amazing projects like Mission Shakti and all the other things you're doing. What is it that you set out to achieve in this phase of life?
Yes. So again, I would say that's, I feel that I'm living a second life, career wise, because being a pilot in the military was a dream come true. I've achieved whatever I wanted, and when I left Air Force, I was very contented with whatever I have done. But in the next part, I feel myself more responsible. I feel that I'm on the other side of table when I see that girl who was looking for an adult that who can guide her. I see myself there. So I started mentorship programs in the corporate. I started mentoring kids who wanted to join the defense forces. I started mentoring veterans who wanted to transition into corporate life, and then space definitely was my next thing to look forward for. I have people who will be leading Gaganyaan. I have people I have interacted with, grown up with. So it was a fascinating field. And when Shakti Sat happened, just for your audience, what we are doing is there's a mission Shakti Sat where we are launching a satellite into the moon's orbit. We are also planning for a rover to land there. It is a project where 108 countries are involved. I'm the Indian ambassador for that project, and we are training 12,000 girls all over the globe to build that satellite
Wow.
in physical form.
What age group?
It's 14 to 18, so girls in this school.
So 12,000 girls from 108 countries between the
Yes,
age of 14 and 18 are
yes,
helping to build a satellite that will go to the moon.
yes. And can you imagine what a leap it is?
It is. It is
For that girl,
absolutely.
and all these girls are underprivileged. They're coming from a background where they have touched the computer for the first time, and that gives so much of satisfaction.
So if somebody wants to be a part of this or contribute in some manner or help in some manner, is there
Yeah.
a way to do that?
Yes, we have a team who is working with us. We have different ambassadors who are looking after separate countries. We have already finalized on the girls who will be participating. For the last few months, I was on the job to find these girls. I recently visited one remote place of Assam, in where these girls, two three girls who have touched the computer for the first time, and I said that these are the girls I want to train. So
Fantastic. This is such an inspiring thing to do. I applaud you and all the team members who are doing this to take to, people from 108 countries, young girls, and guide them and mentor them to something that is like space uh,
yes.
and satellites and moon. This is just to put it in a cliche. It's out of the world. It's just fantastic.
Yes. So
And
the mission is led by Space Kids India. I've been there, and when I met you, Dr. Srimati was with me, if you remember.
yes, I
So,
do.
yes. So it is an exciting project, and I'm also working on a lot of other projects in parallel. So
So
it's exciting ahead.
So yours is an unconventional life and career, right? You
Yes.
started with a background, with a family, with a uniform, though in the medical side of things. You went into the NCC out of your curiosity, pursued it with discipline, did it for 20 years very, very successfully. Then you went into a corporate role after, going to IIM Indore. After that, you have now entered into entrepreneurship, so to speak, and social impact entrepreneurship and mentoring children, etc.
Yes.
What's next?
Next, I think few years are decided, but definitely I don't plan for long, 20, 30 years. It's not, I'm very focused on the next few years, what to do. And I want to put my heart and soul into whatever I'm doing. I founded New Horizon Space, where we are concentrating on three sectors, which is aviation, defense, and space. Defense, we are mentoring, and we are kind of connecting the defense people and the aspirants together. So we are acting as a bridge between the academia and the industry, because I feel that it was a big gap. Whatever we are studying, it is not utilized in the industry, and whatever the industry wants, we don't have that skills. So this is the
That's so well said. And the thing is that it's a problem that everybody knows.
yes,
The school, university managements know it, the governments know it, industry knows it. Everybody keeps talking about it. Nobody is willing to, find a real solution at scale. Right? There are small and cute things happening, but at
yes,
scale. But hopefully, with people like yourself, it will happen.
yes.
I'm very, very thankful to you for joining me today. Your life is an inspiration to young people. It is an inspiration to and learning for people who think there is a formula in life and there's only one way to do it. There are so many ways you can live your life, so many things you can do. You can start somewhere and pursue something else altogether very successfully. The skills you get through discipline, being true to yourself, being curious, are transferable from one career to the other quite seamlessly. I thank you very much. It has been absolutely lovely to have you on the show, and I wish you the very best for the future.
Thank you, Naliji, for having me here. It's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.